That's how this town has been running for so long. They'll mute you. They'll try to mute you at all costs.
The ongoing debate surrounding Sound of Freedom is getting more heated by the day as fans are convinced the Hollywood and mainstream media are trying to suppress this movie. Fans are now saying this is exactly what Kanye West was talking about when he said all celebs are controlled by the Hollywood elites, and these elites don't care about children's safety. A lot of people have also pointed out how all these celebs were quick to call out Kanye and accuse him of being a bad father, and they're now staying silent on Sound of Freedom. But how does Kanye feel about this situation? Why does Hollywood hate this movie so much, and why are they trying to suppress Sound of Freedom? Let's break it down.
We fighting that in flesh and blood. This is a spiritual warfare.
Sound of Freedom has emerged as a massive blockbuster surpassing all expectations at the box office. With just under a month since its release, this movie has raked in a staggering $100 million in the US alone, all while working with a modest $14 million budget. The success in American theaters has prompted Angel Studios to take the film to an international audience, and according to The Hollywood Reporter, they've already set release dates for 21 additional markets. But at the same time, the movie is also getting a massive pushback from very powerful people who don't want the public to see this movie. But how did this small film achieve such remarkable success practically overnight? What is driving audiences to rush the theaters to watch Sound of Freedom? And why do so many people want to see this movie banned? To start off, Sound of Freedom is an action-packed movie that draws its inspiration from a true story and the incredible life of Tim Ballard, the founder of Operation Underground Railroad, a nonprofit dedicated to saving children from trafficking.
We've counted somewhere between 300 and 400 kids were likely abused over the 2 years those guys were there. You know, what's scary and where Americans need to wake up.
In Sound of Freedom, Tim Ballard is portrayed by Jim Caviezel, best known for his role in Mel Gibson's 2004 biblical epic, The Passion of the Christ. Now, interestingly, it was Tim himself who personally requested Jim to take on the role, and Jim recently expressed that Sound of Freedom holds great significance for him. In fact, he considers it the second most important film in his career, with the top spot being reserved for The Passion of the Christ. Before being approached for this role, Jim had no knowledge of Operation Underground Railroad. However, when he read the script, the story resonated deeply with him because he is a father himself. Jim and his wife Carrie have been married since 1996, and the couple has adopted 3 children from China, each of whom had serious medical conditions at the time of adoption. And according to him, it was the constant questioning he faced about why he chose to adopt sick children that played a significant role in his agreeing to do Sound of Freedom.
People would ask me in my industry, what about unwanted children? I said, I have 3 of them, and I want them. And so I read this script, and here are these unwanted children, and it broke my heart. And the story was really compelling, and it just, to me, it's the second most important film I've done since The Passion.
However, it's not just the weighty and emotional subject matter that contributed to Sound of Freedom's massive success at the box office. Since its release on July 4th, a significant buzz has been generated on social media surrounding the alleged suppression of this movie by major studios and the Hollywood elites. The journey of Sound of Freedom began way back in 2015 when producers and writers started working with the script. Filming was completed in 2018, and as reported by Screen Rant, the producers initially secured a distribution deal with 20th Century Fox. However, in 2019, Disney acquired 20th Century Fox, and all the studio's ongoing projects came under Disney's ownership. Disney decided to shelve Sound of Freedom, and it took the director years of effort until he eventually succeeded in repurchasing the distribution rights from Disney. But despite fan speculation and curiosity surrounding the reason for their decision to shelve Sound of Freedom, Disney never made any official statement on this matter. And as a result, fans have been left to formulate their own theories and ideas as to the possible motives behind Disney's actions. One fan commented, "So Disney had a movie that it can disapprove that they are too much in the playground friendship, and it shelved it as much as it could? That proves something." And another fan added, "This should make us wonder what else Disney has buried over the years." In the meantime, there have also been reports from moviegoers across the US suggesting that cinemas are actively trying to undermine screenings of Sound of Freedom.
It's about to start. We just pause it like a second before it goes. Just to let you guys know again, it is gonna get hot. It is gonna be like that throughout the whole movie.
So why should only this one though, not all the other ones?
Because this was assigned in a theater that was smaller.
One TikTok user went viral after sharing his experience at an AMC theater while watching Sound of Freedom, and according to his claim, during the screening, the theater had no functioning AC. But when he complained to a theater employee, he was informed that the AC was broken, even though it seemed to work fine for showings of other films in the same theater.
So AMC and Regal, the people who own it, are not running AC, and they're making it hard to get tickets. And that should make you want to go see this movie even more.
Besides that, it's very telling how despite the massive commercial success of Sound of Freedom, major streaming platforms such as Netflix, Disney, and Amazon have all refused to distribute it without sharing their reasons. Meanwhile, the silence from Hollywood celebs regarding this film has been deafening. Even those celebs who typically advocate for children's causes are now completely avoiding any discussion or acknowledgement of Sound of Freedom. And yes, it's understandable that these celebs might be hesitant to comment on the movie due to the fear of potential backlash and risk of losing opportunities. After all, Jim himself revealed that his involvement in Sound of Freedom resulted in significant repercussions. He lost 2 agents, both of whom had represented him for over 15 years, as well as his lawyer, just because he agreed to be part of the film. But if there's one celebrity who tried to warn us about something like this happening and how Hollywood celebs are controlled, it's Kanye West.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
Kanye has been very outspoken about how Hollywood and mainstream media indoctrinate children, and he even worried about the safety of his own children following his divorce from Kim Kardashian. After Kanye started speaking out on how Kim was allegedly trying to alienate him from his kids, Kim tried to antagonize him even more by making a joint TikTok account with their daughter North.
He say that I'm good enough, think about shit that I should've.
Kanye had previously stated on more than one occasion that he doesn't want his daughter wearing makeup and singing adult songs on TikTok, and yet that's exactly what Kim encouraged North to do. And since Kim was ignoring Kanye's request, Kanye had no choice but to go public and let everyone know what Kim was doing, and he even called out Disney, saying that he won't let them use his kids.
I said, I'm not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. And then when people say, oh, they're going to use this for you in court, I didn't have a say-so on whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon.
And then, when Kanye sparked backlash last year over comments about Hollywood executives who run the entertainment industry, his former personal trainer, Harley Pasternak, threatened he would institutionalize him and medicate him to the point where even his kids won't even be able to talk to him. That's when Kanye again expressed concern that Kim is closely affiliated with the Hollywood handlers and that his kids might be in danger.
I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. This is the way a Hollywood trainer was talking to me to force me to go and apologize. If Harley was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? What kind of people you think are in that house?
We also can't forget the whole Balenciaga scandal and their horrible ad, which Kim totally managed to brush under the rug, and even when people called her out, she said that she'll reevaluate her relationship to the brand. Now, in the same post, Kim said, quote, "The safety of children must be held in the highest regard, and any attempts to normalize CA of any kind should have no place in our society, period." But just like the rest of Hollywood, Kim is now staying silent on Sound of Freedom, and Kanye is reportedly worried that Kim is still doing business with the same people who are apparently trying to suppress this movie. Fans are saying the silence from Hollywood about this movie is yet another proof that Kanye has been telling the truth the whole time, and that's exactly why they tried to cancel him and label him as crazy. Kanye was right about everything, one fan said. That's why they had him say it, because it could all be written off as crazy talk. And another person added, "The fact that Hollywood fears this movie so much tells you everything you need to know." But let's hear your thoughts on the controversy surrounding Sound of Freedom. Do you think that Kanye was right about celebs being controlled? And is this why they're all staying silent on this movie? Comment down below, and don't miss out on this next story.